Hello everyone, I am Ramsha Anam from Microsoft Student Chapter Technical Team, PIT AP.
So, welcome back to Oops in Java series. Today we are going to cover the topic exception handling. Firstly, we'll see the difference between error and exception. We'll discuss about exception hierarchy and the types of exception like user-defined exception, built-in exception, under which we have checked, unchecked, and partially checked exceptions. We'll also discuss about finally keyword, and finally we'll discuss about exception handling, which has different mechanisms like try catch, multi-catch, nested try. We'll also discuss about the difference between throws and throw, and lastly we'll see user-defined exceptions. So what basically is an error? An error is a mistake or fault which occurs during the development or execution of program. It usually occurs due to lack of system resources. It is an irrecoverable condition which is beyond the control of programmer, which means that programmer cannot control or handle this particular situation. This situation occurs usually when the JVM says it is out of memory, stack overflow error, or infinite recursion, and so on. So when your JVM says that it is out of memory, that means the program cannot be executed further, and also the programmer cannot be able to solve this problem by themselves. It is the fault in the system or the execution itself. Whereas you see, the exception is an unwanted or unexpected error which occurs during the execution of program, which can lead to abnormal termination of the program. Exceptions can be caught and handled by the programmer. When the exception is caught, within a method, an object is created which is known as exception object. It contains information about exception's name, description, and also the state when the exception occurred. Now you may think why this exception occurred and what may be the reason behind it. So it can occur if the user gave invalid input in a particular program. It can occur due to device failure, loss of network, or any code error, and so on. Like there can be many exceptions which might occur in a program. So let us see, in suppose a program of division. Okay, in that you have to give two inputs. One will be divisor and one will be dividend. You have given one input as 10, another as 0. So obviously you cannot divide 10 by 0. So in this case your JVM detects this to be as an exception. So like if you are dividing one number by another, it is usually not going to give any exception. But when you are dividing it with 0, obviously it is not possible. So it shows that this is an exception. Then it creates an exception object. Then it checks if this object is handled, exception is handled or not. If it is not handled, it prints the exception description, which has the name about it, the print stack, and the description about it. And after that, it terminates the program. But if it is handled, then it continues with the rest of the program. Now you see this example over here. You see your main starts, and then A1 starts, and then A2 starts, and then you see A and B. There are two values. As of now, A and B can have any value. Not necessary it can show any error. So you see here we have given 5 and 5 to this value we have given. After this, what output do you expect? You obviously expect main to start, then A1 start, A2 start. You can see here you get the answer as 1, because 5 divided by 5 will obviously give you 1, because here you are dividing A divided by 5. It should give you 1. Then A2 ends, A1 ends, main ends. But this is your normal execution. In case you have given the value 0 over here, 0 over here. So what output will you expect? Let us see this particular program as over here, the division program. Yeah, first we'll see by putting 5 what it will give. My JVM shows main starts, A1 starts, A2 starts, and it divides 5 by 5, which is 1. Then A2 ends, A1 ends, and main ends. But here now we are doing 5 and 0. Let's see what happens. So your main starts, A1 starts, A2 starts, but when this particular statements come, A is trying to divide with B, which is 5 divided by 0, it is not possible. It is basically the JVM is detecting an exception over here. So it shows arithmetic exception. It also gives the description about it and also the stack trace about it. So for every exception, this is the particular thing which your JVM is going to show for you this particular object. It shows the exception name, a description about it, and the print stack. Now we'll see the hierarchy of exception class. So under the object class, you have throwable class, under which you have subclasses of exception and error. Exception has furthermore division like runtime exception, IO exception, interrupted exception, remote exception, and these have furthermore types of exceptions under which, like you can see under runtime exception, you have arithmetic exception, index out of bound, which has array index out of bound, string index out of bound, null pointer, and we will encounter furthermore in future. And then you have IO exception, which has file not found. You have interrupted exception, remote exception. You can notice you have error, which we are not going to discuss about it in today's session. You can see you have error and exception. Exception is stated to be partially checked, whereas your runtime error, runtime exception, and IO exception is given unchecked and fully checked. So unchecked, we'll discuss about unchecked and further, but remember your exception will be the only partially checked class, and throwable also. Throwable and exception, these are the only two class which will be stated to be partially checked class. Here, as we saw in the previous slide, you have broadly divided into user defined and built-in exception. Built-in exception has checked and unchecked. Checked exception had class not found, interrupted exception, IO exception, and so on, and unchecked exception had arithmetic exception, null pointer exception, index out of bound, and so on. So firstly, we'll see what built-in exception is. So built-in exception has arithmetic exception, and it is basically already available in Java libraries. You don't have to make an exception about it. These exception already exist in it. You just have to specify it in your code by catching it and handling it. So firstly, we'll see arithmetic exception. It is basically when an unexpected condition, like exceptional condition, occurs during your arithmetic operation. Like we have seen the division operation, it can throw you an unexpected event, which can be like you are dividing some number by 0. It is not possible. So JVM detects it to be as an exception, and it throws an exception known as arithmetic exception and gives a description as which you are trying to divide this particular number by 0. And then you have array index out of bound. This particular exception indicates that an array has been accessed with an index value which is negative or greater than the size of the array. So suppose you have array size of 5 and you're trying to access a value of 6, which is not particularly possible because 6 is not, it is greater than the value of array. So then we have class not found. It is when a class whose definition is not found. In that case, this exception is thrown. Then you have file not found, which is similar to the previous one. In that case, you're trying to access a file which is not able to open, or it is not existing. And then you have IO exception. It occurs during input output exception. The operation can be failed or interrupted. In that case, it shows IO exception. Then we have interrupted exception. In that case, when a thread is waiting, sleeping, or doing some process, in that case, this exception is thrown. Then we have no such field found. In that case, a class does not contain a field which is specified in the program. In that case, it shows no such field found. Similarly, we have no such method found. In that case, when a method is not found in the program, it throws an exception called no such method exception. Then we have null pointer exception. In that case, you are trying to access or refer a value which is a null object or null variable, which represents nothing. So in that case, it shows the exception null pointer exception. Then we have number format exception, which is basically when you're trying to convert a string into a number or vice versa. And then we have runtime exception. It occurs during the runtime. We have string index out of bound, which is similar to the array index out of bound exception. We also have illegal state exception or illegal argument exception. These exceptions are thrown when a method or when a method receives an argument which is not accurately fit to the given relation or condition. This particular thing comes under unchecked. This, as well as the illegal state, comes under the unchecked exception. So illegal state exception comes when you throw an error or error message when the method is not accessed for the particular operation in the application. Under built-in exception, we have seen there is checked exception. In the flowchart, we have seen the this particular thing written over there. So what is that basically? What is what is checked exception? Checked exception are always checked by the compiler at the compile time, whether the programmer is handling this or not. Regardless of that, the compiler will check this particular condition. In a program, if there is a chance of raising an checked exception, then the JVM always warns us about it, and compulsorily, and a programmer should handle this particular exception. Otherwise, it will show compile time error with unreported exception with its name and description. We have an example over here. So a simple example, it is trying to read a file, this particular thing, and I don't have this particular file in my PC. So it should throw an exception over here. Let's see what it does. You can see when I try to access this particular file which is not present in my PC, that point it showed file not found exception might be caught or declared to be thrown. So it is asking me to catch this exception and declare it in my program. So you can notice that after this statement, all the other statements are not executed. So this is the reason why there is a need for the exception to be handled. And you can also notice that this particular thing is already built in, and it was caught during the compile time of it instead of the runtime. Now, unlike the checked, we have unchecked exception over here. The unchecked exceptions are not checked by the compiler. It is up to the programmer to be civilized and catch these exceptions. So we have example over here like array index out of bound, arithmetic exception, and so on. So we can see scenarios over here. Arithmetic exception, as you know, it occurs when an arithmetic operation gives an unexpected result which the JVM cannot proceed further. For example, 50 divided by 0 or any number divided by 0, it is not possible. So it throws an unchecked exception, which is arithmetic exception over here. And another scenario, we can see null pointer here. You are trying to access a null value s over here. You're trying to print s length over here, which is null, which is not possible. So it prints null pointer exception. And in the case of a number format exception, you can see a variable s abc is trying to be converted into a number, which is not possible because a string cannot be converted into a number and vice versa. Here you have in fourth scenario, we have an array of size 5 and you are trying to access a value of an index value of 10, which is not technically possible. In that case, your JVM shows array index out of bound exception. So now you know what checked and unchecked exception is. But I remember I have already told about the fully and partially checked exception. Fully checked exception is an exception where all its child classes are also checked, whereas partially checked can contain both checked and unchecked exception. Here in this particular flowchart, you can see exception class is your partially checked exception because it contains both unchecked and fully checked exception, and as well as your throwable. In your entire object class, you have only two partially unchecked class, which is throwable and exception only. Other than that, all the other classes are either checked or fully checked.